Hello, my dear friend. Have you ever felt exhausted despite doing no strenuous physical work? It's because your mind is constantly trying to control everything, desperately trying to force life to bend to your will. We are taught from a young age that safety equals control. We believe that if we don't intervene, everything will collapse. But paradoxically, the more we try to control, the more insecure we feel. Anxiety is like a cage woven from shadows. It imprisons you in a future that doesn't exist, stealing the peace of the present moment. What if I told you that the path to true freedom lies not in tightening your grip, but in learning to let go? What if you could release the burden of control and allow life to flow naturally? Today, let us sit together, take a deep breath, and explore 7 Buddhist lessons to break free from the cage of worry and find the natural peace that has always resided within you. Lesson 1. Fear is a seed. Let us begin with the first lesson, the foundational key to understanding how the mind operates. Fear is a seed. My dear friend, imagine your mind as fertile soil. That soil is fair. It does not judge whether the seed you sow is good or bad. If you sow seeds of flowers, it will nourish flowers. If you sow weed seeds, it will make weeds proliferate. Every thought of yours, whether fleeting or dwelling, is a seed like that. In Buddhism, this is called right intention. Every action, every word, and every outcome in life stems from an initial thought arising in the head. Consider a very common life scenario that perhaps all of us have experienced. You wake up in the morning, and the first thought is about work pressure or unfinished tasks. Your mind immediately paints dark scenarios of future disasters. You desperately ask yourself, what if I fail? What if I get fired? This fear then becomes a lens through which you view the world. It dictates your choices, drains your energy, and paradoxically, leads you closer to the very thing you dread. The Buddha taught that the mind leads all things. Instead of sowing seeds of fear, actively sow seeds of trust and peace. When you change the seeds in your mind, the garden of your life outside will naturally transform. Lesson 2. Strength is surrender. Following the recognition of seeds, the second lesson will help you redefine your very notion of bravery. True strength lies in surrender. We are often taught that strength means holding tight, fighting, and bracing ourselves. But look at the image of water. Imagine you are trying to hold water in the palm of your hand. If you clench your fist tightly out of fear of losing the water, it will seep through the cracks of your fingers and drain away. The tighter you squeeze, the more you lose. But if you relax, gently opening your palm to receive, the water remains, still and whole. Life operates exactly like that water. When you try to control your loved ones, your future, or the outcome of your work, you are only creating stress for yourself. The more you try to control, the more you suffer. Please understand that letting go here does not mean being passive or irresponsible. It is an act of absolute courage. It is the wisdom of knowing what is within your control and what is not. You can do your best, but release attachment to the outcome. Trust the flow of life. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing peace over struggle. Lesson 3. Anxiety belongs to the future. Having learned to anchor yourself in the present, we move to the third lesson, a crucial skill for protecting your inner peace. Anxiety belongs to the future. What is anxiety really? It is your mind abandoning the present home to travel to a future that has not yet come into existence. You sit here, but your soul is lost in terrifying scenarios of what might happen, what could go wrong. But my friend, take a moment to look directly at reality. Right here, right now, you are breathing. Your heart is beating. Everything is okay. The storms you fear are merely illusions of the mind, ghosts that your own mind has conjured. To help you escape this waking nightmare, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, where is my mind right now? Return to the breath. Return to the sensation of your body. The present moment is the only place where life truly happens. It is the safest harbor for your soul's boat, the only place untouched by the storms of tomorrow. In this moment, you are safe, you are grounded, and you are enough. Lesson 4. Imagined fears. The fourth lesson helps us expose the nature of worry. It is the realization that most of your fears never actually happen. The mind is a talented storyteller, often choosing the most tragic scripts based on old experiences and painful memories. A single passing glance can be twisted into the belief that they look down on us. A moment of silence from a loved one can become harsh proof that we have disappointed them. These stories, however, do not originate from the present moment. They come from past experiences, old fears, and the ego that needs protecting. We suffer because we are fighting phantoms, not reality. We are trying to change what is, when all we need to do is observe it without judgment. The Buddha's teaching on vipassana is to see things as they are. Thoughts are like clouds drifting across the sky of awareness. You are the sky, vast and accepting, while thoughts and emotions come and go like passing weather. When you understand this, you realize you are not the storm, you are the sky. The pain loses its power when you stop identifying with it. You begin to live beyond the thought, not trapped by it. Lesson 5. Control blocks faith. The fifth lesson addresses a deep-seated internal conflict that causes so much exhaustion. The struggle between control and faith. We are often taught from childhood that safety lies in control. We learn to analyze every conversation, predict every problem, and force every outcome. The result? Instead of peace, we are drained, lose clarity, and are exhausted from carrying burdens that are not ours. The Buddha's wisdom points to a different path. True strength is not in clinging, but in letting go. Control creates resistance and chaos. Faith, on the other hand, is about doing your part and then trusting the unfolding. Think of it this way. You cannot grip the steering wheel tightly with fear and still believe the road will carry you. Trying to micromanage everything implies a deep-seated belief that life will not take care of you. This need for control stems from the fear that if you don't constantly manage, everything will collapse. But the truth is, life has its own rhythm. A seed cannot be forced to grow faster just because you pull on it. Its growth depends on the roots and the time. When you loosen your grip on the illusion of control, you free up immense energy. You become calmer, clearer, and realize that you are not here to control the ocean, but only to learn how to ride its waves. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing balance. It is the foundation of peace. Lesson 6. Letting go leads to growth. The sixth lesson offers a profound perspective shift. Letting go is not about detachment, but about embracing growth. Anxiety tends to shrink our world. It builds walls around our comfort zone, making us hesitant to try new things or express our true selves. We live in a cage of our own making, limiting our dreams because they seem too uncertain. We silence our voice for fear of judgment and close our hearts for fear of getting hurt. But the Buddha's wisdom reveals a beautiful truth. Worry, while it promises protection, actually restricts us. It builds a small, familiar room that feels like a prison. The solution is not to add more layers of control, but to release them. Letting go means realizing that fear does not have to define the shape of your life. Think of the metaphor of a river. It doesn't fight the obstacles in its path. It flows around them, over them, or through them, always continuing its journey to the sea. When you soften, when you trust the flow, the river carries you. Letting go is not passive. It is incredibly powerful. It opens space for courage, creativity, love, and joy to flourish. Ask yourself, how much of my energy today went into worrying about what I cannot change? What if that same energy was poured into creating, connecting, and trusting? When you release the unnecessary, you allow yourself to grow. Lesson 7. Life flows when you step aside. And now we arrive at the seventh and perhaps most crucial lesson, the one that promises true freedom. Life flows when you step aside. We often think we are steering the boat of destiny, but in reality, our excessive intervention from anxiety often obstructs the natural flow. When life throws challenges at you, a lingering pain, a financial hardship, or a broken relationship, our usual reaction is to fight it, to demand it change. But the Buddha's wisdom teaches us the opposite. Imagine your life as a river. You are not meant to control the river's path. You are meant to flow with it. When you try to force the river to go where you want, you create blocks and chaos. But if you step aside, trust the process, and allow the river to carry you, it will find its way to the sea. Your role is to do what you can, and then let life unfold. When you stop interfering, you begin to see synchronicities, support from unexpected places, and magical timing. Your shoulders, chest, and breath become lighter. It's not that life becomes easy, it's that your resistance dissolves. You become like a bamboo tree swaying with the wind, strong yet flexible. Remember the beautiful metaphor of the butterfly. If you chase it with a clenched fist, you either harm it or scare it away. But if you open your hand with trust, it might alight upon you. And even if it flies away, it can return. You were never the waves. You were always the ocean. You are the space that holds everything without being harmed by anything. Step aside, breathe, and let life reveal its story. My dear friend, we have journeyed through 7 lessons to free the mind from anxiety. Remember that true peace is not about the absence of problems, but about finding stillness amidst the chaos. It's not about fighting your body, but about befriending it. It's not about eliminating thoughts, but about observing them without judgment. If these teachings have brought you even a moment of peace or a glimmer of hope, please share this video with those you love who might also need this guidance. And as a commitment to your own well-being, please leave a comment below with the phrase, "Tonight, I sleep in peace." May you walk gently through life with a peaceful heart. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.